The 9-5 Hudson Hawks host the 9-6 Knights of St. Paul. Tonight is senior night. Seniors were honored before the game, and they are as followed. Number 1 is Brendan O'Brien, to be attending Coastal Carolina in the fall. Number 4, Eddie Rodriguez. He'll be attending LaSalle University. Number 5, Captain Bobby Long, also will be attending LaSalle in the fall. Captain number 6, Mikey DiCarlo, be attending Nichols College in the fall. Teddy McFarland, number 9, will be attending Central Maine Community College, and also at Central Maine Community College. Number 10, Connor Madden. Number 14, Max Person, will be attending Johnson & Wales next September, and captain number 17, Dan Demergen, will be attending Framingham State in the fall. All the seniors had a picture taking with their support group. Some of them just the parents, some of them all the whole family, and usually a end of the season ritual for all teams in the high school sports.
First, the non-starters.
The non-starters for St. Paul. Number 3 is Cam Stout. Number 5 is Aiden Boyce. Number 5, Cam Joinville. Number 19, Kay Kowalczyk. Number 20 is Curtis Patrick. Number 23, Nick Finuccio. Number 24 is Taylor Rady. Number 30, Chase Carilli. And number 34 is Cam Swank.
Number 13, center fielder Jack McGrath.
Starters for St. Paul. Number 2, playing shortstop, Joe Basildo.
Number 10, first baseman.
In center field is number 13, Zach McGrath.
Third baseman Colin Cruz.
At second base, number 8, Jack LaFrancis. At first base, number 10, Beckett Bailey. In center field, number 7, Colin Cruz. Number 6, in right field, Gino Renzoni. Pitching for St. Paul, Joe Lazewski. Catching is number 9, Chris Palermo. And in left field, number 17, Evan Warden.
Number 2, J.J. Sinsky.
Now your non-starters for the Hawks. Number 2 is J.J. Sinsky.
Number 11, David Rosengarten.
Number 3 is Mike Atwater.
Number 12, Riley
Number 11,
O'Sullivan.
Dave Rosengard.
Number 13, Garrett Giorgio.
Number 12, Riley O'Sullivan.
Number 19, Chris
Number
Acoy.
13 is Garrett Giorgio.
Number 20, Kalen O'Brien.
Number 19,
Number 21,
Chris O'Coin.
Megan Candeloro.
Number 20
Number
is
23,
Kalen O'Brien.
Kristen Collette.
Number 21,
Number 24,
Steve
Anthony
Candeloro. Number 23 is Kristen Collette. Number 24, Anthony Mora. Number 25, Braden Murphy. And number 34 is Ben Perez. Now the starters for your Hawks. Number 6, behind the plate, Mikey DiCarlo.
Number 14, third baseman Max Person.
Number 1, Brendan O'Brien in right field. Number 5 is Bobby Long at shortstop.
Teddy McFarland.
At third base, number 14 is Max Person.
Jake Attaway.
Number 17 at first base, Dan Demergen.
Connor Madden.
In left field, it's number 9, Teddy McFarland.
Eddie Rodriguez.
In center field, number 8, Jake Attaway.
Chris Holmes.
Number 10, on the mound, Connor Madden.
Dan Fahey and
And at second base, number 4, Eddie Rodriguez.
join with us.
Head coach for the Hawks, Tim Reinhardt,
With the play
Dan Fahey, and Mike Nenardowicz. The assistant coaches and your managers, Matty Bruce and Chris Holmes, will pause for the playing of our national anthem. And we're about set to go from Goodharty Field, the 9-5 Hudson Hawks against the 9-6 Knights of St. Paul. Hawks currently in first place in Midwatch B, just in front of Neshoba. Currently stand at number 13 in the Division III MIAA State Baseball Power Rankings. A few more games left on the season. 2 against the Panthers of Marlborough. First at Marlborough on Friday the 19th of May, and the 2 p.m. first pitch on Memorial Day. So the Hawks try to finish out strong and maybe improve their power ranking toward the end of the season. They've won 4 out of their last 5 games. Pete Conti and Jared Colbert on hand here at Goodharty Field. Gave Cam the night off. Well, not really. He's at the selectmen's meeting. So you got options tonight. You can watch baseball or you can watch local politics. So sit back and enjoy. The Hawks try to finish strong this year with a victory tonight here at St. Paul, here against St. Paul to get it started. My first time this year, got to join old friend Mike McCurry up here, public address announcer. Always good to see Mike.
Now batting for St. Paul, number 2, shortstop Joe Bazidlo.
Joe Bazidlo to lead off the game for the Knights. Who's the umpires, you know? Dan Murphy on the bases. Huh, it's unusual. He says he's never teed me up before. He's probably the only one left in the state that hasn't given you a technical foul at some point. There, we're set to go. Bazidlo steps in. Connor Madden on the hill for the Hawks. Mikey DiCarlo behind the plate. And first pitch swinging to shortstop Bobby Long. Got a long throw across the infield, and Demersion makes the catch. 6-3, the put out.
Number 13, center fielder Jack McGrath.
Center fielder Zach McGrath steps in. Person, Long, Rodriguez, and Demersion are third to first across the Hudson infield. McFarland, Attaway, and O'Brien are left to right in the outfield. McGrath goes down quickly. 2 strikes. Madden deals up and outside. And foul tip. Count remains 1-2. And McGrath down on strikes.
Now batting.
First strikeout registered tonight for Madden.
LaFrancois.
Second baseman Jake LaFrancois steps in. And gets one past the glove of person at third base. And it's a 2-out single for LaFrancois.
Now batting, number 10, first baseman Beckett Bailey.
First baseman Beckett Bailey steps in. He's got a runner at first base with 2 outs. We are early on, top half of the first here at Godotti Field at Hudson High. Called strike one from Madden. McGrath on the move. Great throw. Picked him off at second base. Great throw by DiCarlo. Great tag applied by Rodriguez. Just left to the right field side of the bag. And McGrath and LaFrancois was gunned down. 2-4 on the putout. Well, Bailey will lead off the inning in the top half of the second for St. Paul. Across the outfield defensively for St. Paul, number 17, Evan Wadden, is in left. McGrath is in center field. Renzoni, number 6, will play right field. Third base is Cruz. Second base, Bazidlo. LaFrancois at second, and Beckett Bailey is at first. Chris Palermo is behind the plate, and on the hill tonight for St. Paul, Jack Lazuski. DiCarlo, O'Brien, and Long will be your first 3 due up in the home half of the first. Three games remain, as we mentioned, to finish out the season after tonight. Wednesday, they'll be at Groton Dunstable. Friday, they are at Marlborough for a 4 o'clock start, and they'll have a little bit of time off. 10 days, as a matter of fact, until they square off again in the home part of the home and home with the Panthers, and that's a 2 o'clock first pitch on Memorial Day. Always draws a pretty big crowd.
Now batting for the Hawks, number 6, catcher Mikey DiCarlo.
Hawks are 6-4 here at home, and the Knights 6-3 on the road. And DiCarlo steps in. First pitch from Lazuski is high for a ball. Up and outside. 2-0. Up high again. DiCarlo ahead in the count, 3-0. Coach Reinhardt at third base. Coach Nenadowicz at first. Four consecutive pitches. DiCarlo draws a leadoff walk.
Now batting, number 1, right fielder.
Hawks with the early base runner. Brings in the right fielder, Brendan O'Brien. And the throw over to first. And DiCarlo back in time. DiCarlo attending Coastal Carolina in the fall. Fouled back out of play.
Hey, Janet. How are you? Good. Oh. Oh, no.
And DiCarlo, O'Brien squares to bunt, pops it up to the left of the third base foul line. No balls, 2 strikes. Mikey DiCarlo at first base, no outs, home half of the first inning. And O'Brien down looking. First strikeout of the night for Lazuski.
Now batting, number 5, shortstop, Bobby Long.
Brings up the shortstop, number 5, Bobby Long. And DiCarlo takes off. Palermo couldn't get it scooped out of the dirt. And DiCarlo on safely with a stolen base. One ball, no strikes. And Lazuski steps off the rubber. Ball 2. And fouled back out of play. Two balls, 1 strike. And Long stays alive, fouls that one back out of play. Flag down the left field foul pole is motionless. It was blowing out to right earlier, but the wind has died down. And a called strike 3 to Long.
Now batting, number 14, third baseman Max Person.
Brings up the third baseman, number 14, Max Person. Steps in with 2 outs and a runner at second in Mikey DiCarlo. And called strike for Person. Bazidlo at short, paying a lot of attention to DiCarlo. And Lazuski fakes the throw to second. Pitches high from Lazuski. One and one to Person. Called strike, 2-1. 1-2. And Person lines one into center field, caught by Jack McGrath for out number 3. We're through 1 here at Godotti Field. We are scoreless. Bailey, Cruz, and Renzoni due up for St. Paul in the top half of the second inning.
Now batting for St. Paul, number 10, first baseman Beckett Bailey.
And Beckett Bailey leads off for the Knights. Called strike 1. Foul tip into the mitt of DiCarlo. Bailey down in the count quickly, 0-2. Curveball bit high from Madden. And swing and a miss by Bailey. Goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the day for Madden.
Number 7, third baseman Colin Cruz.
Brings up the third baseman, Colin Cruz. Grounds one to short, long, easily over to Mergen for out number 2.
Now batting number 12, pitcher Jack Lazewski.
Pitcher Jack Lazewski steps in. And ground ball foul just to the left of third base. Madden wastes one low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside, 2-2. And a fly ball center field. Attaway going to settle under it and make the catch. Lazewski flies to center for the third out. And the side is retired. Demersion, McFarland, and Attaway, your first 3 due up for the Hawks in the home half of the second. Can enjoy some of Mike's music between innings. I haven't seen you for a long time, Mike. I'm glad it's good we get to spend a couple hours together. Hawks currently ranked number 13 in the MIAA power rankings. Top 32 teams will make the postseason tournament. Still about 2.5 weeks to go before we get some of that information. The Central Mass tournament will take place as well after the season has concluded.
Number 17, first baseman Dan Demersion.
Dan Demersion, it leads off for the Hawks. First baseman going to come at it. The lefty first baseman. Swing and a miss by Demergen. No balls, 1 strike. 2 quick strikes for Lazewski. Lazewski comes way inside, scoots Demerjen back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two and two. Down low. Demerjen works the count full. Payoff from Lazewski. And line drive just over the glove of Bazidlo. Lead-off single for Demerjen.
Now batting, number 9, left fielder Teddy McFarland.
Brings up Teddy McFarland, the left fielder. Squares to bunt, pulls back. Called strike. Low and away. Bunt down in front of the pitcher's mound. Lazewski gets it over to LaFrancis, who's covering first base. One to 4 on the putout. Demerjen goes to second.
Number 8, center fielder Jake Attaway.
Brings up Jake Attaway, the center fielder. Hawks with a runner in scoring position. Second time on the night. Started off both innings with a base runner. Attaway fans at the outside pitch. Call strike 2. One and two. And down swinging is Jake Attaway.
Now batting, number 10.
Brings up Connor Madden, the pitcher.
Madden.
2 outs in the bottom half of the second. We are scoreless here from Godotti Field. Call strike 1. Call strike 2. Teddy McFarland warms up. down to our right in the Hudson bullpen. We were kind of tipped off earlier that this was going to be a pitching by committee tonight. Coach Reinhardt looking to save some arms as we get toward the end of the season. And down swinging goes Connor Madden for out number 3. So we're through 2 here at Godotti Field, and we are scoreless. Huh? This your playlist, Mike?
Just a reminder, the concession stand is open down the left field line.
And we are ready.
For St. Paul, number 9, catcher Chris Palermo.
First pitch hitting. Attaway. On his horse. Makes the catch.
Now batting, number 17, left fielder Evan Waden.
Number 17, Evan Waden. One and one. 2 and 1. Grounder to second. And Rodriguez to Demergen for out number 2.
Now batting, number 34, right fielder Cam Swank.
Cam Swank, number 34, the right fielder. Take strike 1 from Madden. And popped up to short right field. And Brendan O'Brien there to make the catch. McFarland back over in the bullpen to warm up. We'll see if Madden comes back out to start the fourth inning. No hits so far given up by Connor Madden. 3 clean innings. 2 hits given up by Lazuski. He's got 4 strikeouts so far tonight. Check that. It's only 1 hit. It was DiCarlo who had the leadoff walk
Number 4.
to start off the home half of the first. And Eddie Rodriguez will lead off for the Hawks in the bottom half of the third. Still scoreless here at Godotti Field. And Lazuski up high. Ball 1. Up high again. Rodriguez had to duck out of the way of that one. Three balls, no strikes. Brings on the outside portion of the plate for strike number 1. 3-1. And call that a strike. Wow. Okay. 3-2. And Rodriguez fans that the pitch was high and inside. Goes down swinging.
Now batting, number 6, catcher Mikey DiCarlo.
Probably a little flustered from that previous pitch. It's an outside pitch?
Huh?
What'd you think?
Looked pretty outside from here. He's been calling it though.
Usually it hasn't been that far. That was out near outside the shin pad. And he called strike 1 to Mikey DiCarlo. The Hawks around the order. DiCarlo's second appearance at the plate. And soft bouncer to second, LaFrancis to Bailey. As DiCarlo goes in hit first. 4-3 on the putout.
Now batting, number 1.
2 outs
right
for Brendan
fielder
O'Brien.
Brendan O'Brien.
O'Brien caught looking in the first. Steps in with 2 outs in the third. And lays a bunt down, foul. Oh, 1 to O'Brien. Back to the screen. O'Brien evens the count up at 1. And hit by the pitch. Brendan O'Brien. And the Hawks
number 5
with a 2-out base runner.
Bobby Long.
Brings up Bobby Long. Caught looking in the first. Hawks have had a base runner in each of the first 3 innings. Haven't been able to get one past second base, though. And Long steps in with 2 outs. Called strike 1. And back through the middle. In front of Jack McGrath. Moves O'Brien to second base, and Long with a 2-out single.
Now batting number 14, third baseman Max Person.
Brings up the third baseman, Max Person. He's got 2 on. O'Brien in scoring position. Bobby Long at first base. And Person takes ball 1. Swing and a miss. Ball got away from Palermo. And O'Brien over to third. And Long moves to second base. Runners at second and third now, 2 outs. Up and in. 2-1. Person looking to get something out of the infield. Fouled on the third baseline. 2-2. And swing and a miss by Person, goes down swinging to end the third. The Hawks strand 2. We're through 3 here at Gennady Field. It's the Hudson Hawks 0 and the Knights of St. Paul nothing.
Changes in the field for Hudson. Now pitching number 9.
Some changes for the Hawks defensively. Number 4, Eddie Rodriguez, will move from second to left field. Number 24, Anthony Mora, is in his place. And on the mound now, Teddy McFarland.
And now batting for St. Paul, number 2, shortstop Joe Bazidlo.
Good 3 innings for Connor Madden. Faced 9 batters, gave up no hits, struck out 3. Gave up 1 hit, I'm sorry. And Joe Bazidlo leads off for St. Paul. Bazidlo down in the count early, no balls, 2 strikes. Top half of the 4th from Godotti Field, no score. Off speed from McFarland, just out of the strike zone. 1-2. Two and two. Bazidlo grounded to short. His first plate appearance. And he fouled off his own foot. The indication from the home plate umpire. Count remains 3-2. One hopper to short, long. Gets it across for Demerjian. So the same fate for Bazidlo. Grounded to short to start the game. Grounded to short here to start the 4th. Coach Riley for the Knights making his appeal on the call at first. Ball one up high to McGrath. And Jack McGrath pops it up toward right field. And Attaway is going to slide in there and make the catch in front of O'Brien. Looked like O'Brien was going to had called everybody off, but Attaway in there to make the catch. Jake LaFrancois steps in with 2 outs and takes strike 1. And Attaway couldn't catch up with that one, over his head. LaFrancois rounding second, going to pull up at third, standing up. 2-out triple for Jake LaFrancis.
Now batting, number 10, first baseman Beckett Bailey.
Brings up the first baseman, Beckett Bailey. High and outside from McFarland. And sliced foul just to our left. 2-1 to the first baseman, Beckett Bailey. McFarland evens the count at 2. Up high, Bailey works the count full. And Bailey stays alive, fouls that one. Just past the dugout, and it was caught by Person. Did the little toe tap to stay in bounds. So St. Paul gets a runner to third base in LaFrancois, but that's where he stayed out. Beckett Bailey fouled out to end the inning. Person with the play at third base. Lazuski still on the mound for the Knights. Demersion, McFarland, and Attaway, your first three due up for the Hawks. Six strikeouts on the night for Lazuski. No repeat offenders, though. There's been 6 strikeouts to 6 different Hawk players.
Now batting for the Hawks, number 17, first baseman Dan Demersion.
Demersion leads off for the Hawks in the home half of the 4th. Squares to bunt, pulls that one back, and it's a ball 1. And foul back out of play. 1-1. Low, ball 2. Outside from Lazuski. Demersion ahead in the count. And right back through the middle, and Demersion. Leadoff single. Third time in 4 innings that the Hawks have got their leadoff batter at first base.
Now batting, number 9, pitcher Teddy McFarland.
Singled to lead off the second as well, did Demersion. He's 2 for 2 on the night. Brings up Teddy McFarland. Takes a call at strike one. And the bunt back to the pitcher's mound. Lazuski makes the play to first base. LaFrancis covering.
Now
Sacrifice
batting,
bunt
number
moves
8,
Demersion
center
to
fielder
second base.
Jake Attaway.
Brings up Jake Attaway. Struck out swinging in the second. And opposite field, it's past LaFrancois at second. And Demersion is going to cross, standing up. RBI single for Attaway.
Now batting, number 10, designated hitter Connor Madden.
Brings up Connor Madden. And a line drive right back to Bazidlo. And Attaway in no man's land will get put out to end the inning. So Madden lines out to short, and Attaway is caught way off base. We're through 4 here at Gadotti. Hawks break through. Demersion scores from his leadoff single, knocked in by Jake Attaway. And after 4 innings, it's the Hawks 1 and the St. Paul Knights nothing. McFarland still on the mound for the Hawks, his second inning of duty. It's going to be Cruz, Lazuski, and Palermo. First 3 due up for the Knights.
Now batting for St. Paul, number 7, third baseman Colin Cruz.
Top 5 here at Gadotti on senior night. Hawks lead 1-0. Colin Cruz, the third baseman, leads off for the Knights. Grounded out to long at short in his first appearance. Some activity to our left in the St. Paul bullpen. Outside, 1-2. Pitch gets away from DiCarlo. 3 balls, no strikes. LaFrancois warming up for St. Paul. And high and inside from McFarland. Cruz draws a leadoff walk.
Now batting, number 12, pitcher Jack Lazewski.
Brings up Lazewski. Flew out to Jake Attaway in the 2nd inning. Second plate appearance for Lazewski on the night. And the throw over to first. Keep Cruz honest. Foul tip. And Lazewski squares to bunt. Caught by DiCarlo. Easily over to Mora to make the tag on the bag.
Now batting for St. Paul, number 9, catcher Chris Palermo.
So Lazewski popped it up. DiCarlo laid out forward, made the catch, got the ball easily to Anthony Mora, who was covering first base, to double off Cruz. And Coach Bailey for St. Paul about to blow a gasket down here to our left. And the throw over to first base to Jamergian. And 1, 2, 3 again. And it looks like Coach Riley has officially maybe blown a gasket. Looks like he's still in the field of play, is Coach Riley. He was not happy about the pop-up to DiCarlo at the plate. How'd it look from center field? Did you see it from center field?
I don't think, no, we were on this camera.
I was trying to get an instant replay for you, but Jared said no suit for you.
Don't have that capability.
Rodriguez, DiCarlo, and O'Brien due up in the Hudson 5th.
Now batting for the Hawks, number 4, left fielder Eddie Rodriguez.
Eddie Rodriguez leads off, who struck out swinging back in the 3rd inning. Inside pitch from Lazewski. Rolls near the St. Paul dugout. Two hopper to shortstop. DeZidlo over to Bailey for out number 1.
Now batting number 6, catcher Mikey DiCarlo.
Brings up Mikey DiCarlo. Walked to lead off the game and grounded to second in his second plate appearance. Third time at the plate tonight for DiCarlo. First offering from Lazewski's high for a ball. DiCarlo asked for timeout. Call strike from Lazewski, 1-1. And fouled out of play. One and two to the senior catcher. And caught looking.
Now batting number 1, right fielder Brendan O'Brien.
Brings up Brendan O'Brien. 7th strikeout of the night for Lazowski. And 2 outs for Brendan O'Brien. First pitch high for a ball. And fouled out of play. High ball 2. Two and two. And caught looking is O'Brien. Second time tonight he's been victimized by Lazewski. And second time tonight he's got caught looking. Got hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. We're through 5 here at Godotti. It's the Hawks 1 and the Knights of St. Paul nothing. Wadden, Swank, and Bazidlo due up in the St. Paul 6th. Mike, why don't you run down the snack bar, get us a little something. Send a text down there or something.
Now batting, number 17, left fielder Evan Waden.
Evan Waden, the left fielder, leads off for St. Paul. Up and away from McFarland. McFarland came in to start the fourth inning in relief of Connor Madden. Waden takes for ball 2. Strike 1 from McFarland. And evens the count at 2. Outside. Full count. And swing and a miss by Wadden. Pitched well outside. Goes down swinging. The first strikeout for McFarland.
Now batting, number 34, right fielder Cam Swank.
And Cam Swank sends one fouled on the first baseline. Off the end of the bat, Demergen has trouble getting the handle on that one. And Swank on.
Now batting, number 2, shortstop Joe Bazidlo.
Be an error on Demergen at first base. The throw over to first base, and Swank back safely. Be an error charge to the first baseman, Demergen, on that one. Oh, and 1 to Bazidlo. Fouled out of play, short right field. Bazidlo waits on that one, pops it up to Attaway in center field for out number 2.
Now batting, number 13, center fielder Jack McGrath.
Center fielder Jack McGrath steps in with 2 outs. Got a runner at first. McGrath struck out swinging and flew to center field. Steps in for the 3rd time tonight. Call, strike 1. Outside. 1-1. McGrath turns away from that inside offering from McFarland. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fouled off by third base. 2-2. Outside, count is full. Payoff pitch from McFarland. McGrath stays alive, fouls that one just to the foul side of third base. And pitch is high. McGrath draws a 2-out walk.
Now batting number 8, second baseman Jake LaFrancois.
Moves Evan Swank to second base. He reached on the error to Demersion. And Coach Reinhardt to the mound. LaFrancois 2 for 2 so far tonight. Singled in the first and a stand-up triple in the fourth. Oh and 1. And right back through the middle. Gets underneath the glove of Mora. And Attaway, a little trouble with the handle. And Swank will score from second.
Number 10, first baseman Beckett Bailey.
LaFrancois at first. McGrath is going to move to second. He scored an error on Mora. Beckett Bailey to the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. McGrath is at second, LaFrancois at first. Three balls, no strikes. Call strike. And right down Main Street to pop up to the left of third base. And Person over there to make the catch for out number 3. But not before the damage is done from St. Paul. Evan Swank crosses the plate. We're through 5.5 here at Godotti. We're tied at 1. Two defensive errors by the Hawks in that top half of the 6th inning. Allows St. Peter's to score the unearned run to tie this one at 1. Bobby Long, Max Person, and Immersion are due up in the Hudson 6th. The strike zone hasn't changed. The strike zone has evolved. Yes, Coach Riley was tranquil through that 6th inning. And Lazuski still on the mound for the Knights.
Now batting, number 5, shortstop Bobby Long.
Bobby Long leads off for the Hawks. Struck out looking and singled in the 3rd. Looking to get on base here in the bottom half of the 6th for the Hawks. We are tied at 1. Dave Rosengard now warming up down to our right. And strike 1 delivered. Too long. 0-1. Inside. Almost want to lean into that one. Inside again. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lazuski deals outside. Long ahead in the count, 3-1. Lazuski fires one in, works the count full. And a pitch is high. Long draws a leadoff walk in the home half of the 6th.
Now batting, number 14, third baseman
Max Person steps in. Person 0 for 2 on the night. Squares to bunt. Sends one down toward first base. Tagged out by Lazuski. And it's going to move Long over to second base.
Now batting, number 17, first baseman Dan Demersion.
Lazuski makes the play unassisted for out number 1. Dan Demersion steps in. 2 for 2 on the day. Singled in the second, singled in the fourth, and able to score. The Hawks' only run. They're going to walk Demersion.
Now batting number 9, pitcher Teddy McFarland.
McFarland steps in. So the Hawks with runners at first and second with 1 out for Teddy McFarland. Foul ball. Oh, and 1 to McFarland. Swing and a miss. 1-1. 0-2. Jake Attaway on deck. Up and in from Lazewski. 2-2. It's done that a few times already. Basidlo getting a little up close and personal with the Hawk base runners. And foul back behind us. Count remains 2-2. And caught looking is McFarland.
Now batting number 8, center fielder Jake Attaway.
Brings up Jake Attaway with 2 out. Got Bobby Long at second and Demersion at first base. And lifts one to center field. And McGrath there to make the catch. For out number 3, we're through 6. Here at Godotti, we're tied at 1. Middle of the order, due up for St. Peter. Five, 6, and 7 hitters due up.
Come back, Jack.
Now batting number 7, third baseman
Colin Cruz, Jack Lazewski, and Chris Palermo are due up in the St. Peter's 7th. 5, 6, and 7 hitters. And called strike one from McFarland. Mike McCurry ready to put a strike on the scoreboard for that one. It was a ball, 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes. And Cruz knew it as soon as it went by. Called third strike.
Now batting, number 12, pitcher Jack Lazuski.
Brings up the pitcher, Jack Lazuski. And called strike to Lazuski on the curveball. Into the gap. Attaway catches up with it. And Lazuski's going to pull up at third base. 1 out triple.
Now batting, number 9, catcher Chris Palermo.
Kept waiting for that ball to come down on the ground. It kept going. So the catcher, Chris Palermo, steps in. 1 out and a runner at third for the Knights. Take strike one. Outside, 1-1.
Someone waved their hand across.
Foul out of play. Short hopper to Person. Gets past Immersion. Palermo's going to get to second base.
Now batting, number 17, left fielder Evan Waden.
Be an error charge to Person at third. Third Hudson error in the last 2 innings. And McFarland is going to be replaced by Dave Rosengard. So Mora will come out. Rodriguez is going to go back to second.
Now pitching for Hudson, number 11, David Rosengard. Back to left, number 9, Teddy McFarland.
McFarland is going to go back to left. Rodriguez will come out of left, go back to second. Mora will come out. And Dave Rosengard is going to be pitching. So the Hawks, 3 errors the last 2 innings, have given up 2 unearned runs and given up their 1-0 lead. It's now 2-1 in favor of St. Paul. One out here in the top half of the 7th. Evan Wadden, the left fielder, steps in. Grounded out to second and struck out in the 6th. Takes a call, strike. Outside from Rosengard, 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Throw down to second. Palermo back in time. 2-2 the count. Foul tip by Wadden. Like it caught DiCarlo down low, maybe the ankle, maybe the foot. DiCarlo refuses treatment of any kind. We're ready to go. Wadden steps back in. 2-2 the count. Popped up out of play. And the off-speed pitch. Like Wadden could have swung twice at that one. Goes down swinging.
Now batting, number 34, right fielder Cam Swank.
Fifth strikeout of the night for Hudson pitching. And popped up just behind us. 1-1. And Swank takes high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Foul back behind the plate. Two's a wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Curveball just misses. Count is full. And Swank stays alive, fouls that one out of play. And a 2-out walk for Swank.
Now batting, number 2, shortstop Joe Bazidlo.
Runners at first and second for St. Peter's. They're back to the top of the order. Leadoff hitter Joe Bazidlo steps in. 0 for 3 on the night. Takes ball 1. Called strike 1. 1-1. 2 outs in the top half of the second. 1 run in for St. Peter's to take the 2-1 lead. Lifted to right. And O'Brien there to make the catch for out number 3. Not before the damage is done. We're through 6.5 at Godotti Field. It's the St. Paul Knights 2 and the Hawks 1. Lazuski is going to come back out to finish this one out for St. Paul. It's going to be Madden, Rodriguez, and DiCarlo, the first 3 due up for the Hawks in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Hawks trail by a run.
Now batting for the Hawks, number 10, designated hitter Connor Madden.
Connor Madden leads off for the Hawks. 0 for 2 on the night at the plate. Looking to get something started here in the bottom half of the 7th. The Hawks trail 2-1 to the Knights of St. Paul. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Looks like we lost our center field camera. Oh, and 2. And swing and a miss. Madden goes down swinging to lead off the bottom half of the 7th.
Now batting number 4. Second
Brings up
baseman,
Eddie Rodriguez.
Eddie Rodriguez.
Ball 1. And lifted down the first baseline. Almost caught by Cam Swank. Good effort there in foul territory. Comes up empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Busy week for the Hawks. They travel to Groton Dunstable on Wednesday and travel to Marlborough on Friday afternoon. Rodriguez fouls that one out of play, and he'll be back at home here at Godotti Field on Memorial Day. 2 p.m. is the first pitch. You go over and see the softball game at noontime and make it over here for first pitch. It'll be an afternoon between Hudson and Marlborough, both on the softball diamond and on the baseball diamond. Lifted to center field. McGrath is going to settle under it for out number 2. Concessions are usually free on Memorial Day. So come and support each local 9. And DiCarlo takes ball 1. One and 1. And DiCarlo hit by the pitch. Hawks with a 2-out base runner.
Now batting number 1, right fielder Brendan O'Brien.
Second hit batsman on the night for Lazuski. Hit O'Brien in the second inning. O'Brien steps in with 2 outs. He's got a runner at first. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Lazuski's going to move to second base. And LaFrancois is going to come in to pitch. He's going to close this one out. 2 outs in the 7th. Good night for Lazuski. 10 strikeouts on the night. two-hit batsman.
Paul, number 8, Jake LaFrancois.
So LaFrancois will come in to pitch. Lazuski will move to second base here with 2 outs. DeCarlo's at first after being hit by the pitch. And Brendan O'Brien will come to the plate. He's got caught looking 2 times, hit by a pitch in the third. Demersion, the only Hawk player to cross the plate so far tonight. And 2 unearned runs have been the difference in this one. Called strike from LaFrancois. And caught stealing is DeCarlo. And this one is overthrown out by Palermo. So the Hawks took the 1-0 lead into the 6th inning. A couple of errors by the Hawk defense. Gave St. Peter some extra outs, and they were able to cash in on those, turn those into runs. Hawks will go to 9-6 overall on the season. 3 games remain. Wednesday at Groton, Friday at Marlborough, and back home here on Memorial Day. So the final score again, the St. Paul Knights 2, and the Hudson Hawks 1 here on senior night from Godotti Field. For Jared Colbert, I'm Pete Conti. We will see you later.